It's week 2 of the NFL, and we'll see Garrett Wilson. It was a nice line for him a week ago, reaching the century mark and scoring a touchdown. It's the Jets and the Titans, and it comes your way next.
Well, we are about a $50 cab ride away from Midtown Manhattan at MetLife Stadium in East Rutherford. Today, after a topsy-turvy opening weekend, it's on to week 2, and we've got a good one here, as it'll be the Tennessee Titans taking on the New York Jets. Hi again, everyone. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And, Charles, you look at this Jets ball club. They come in off a loss in the season opener, which doubled as the home opener.
And when you lose that way, at home, season opener, it almost feels like 2 losses. So it's a big fight to get yourselves ready to go to play the next week.
Meanwhile, for the visiting Titans, they too were losers last week, so they're also hoping to get back in the win column.
Something's got to give in this one, right? Both teams want to start a new streak, and they both want it to be a victory. This should be a fun one.
2 one-loss teams set to lace it up. This ought to be fun, and we're underway on EA Sports. And this will go as a touchback, and they will begin things at the 25. So now here comes the Jet offense as they get ready to take over. Under center is a 6'2", 225-pound signal caller, Aaron Rodgers.
And he comes off a tough opening matchup. Threw way too many interceptions in that game. Definitely not the way you want to kick off a new season. So he said to himself, I've got to throw that game out. I'm going to get a fresh start right here in week 2.
Rodgers going to the air to start things out. And the timing a bit off that time as that one falls to the ground. Curtis Samuel, the one he was looking for. But it's going to be second down. Now it's Rodgers. Over the middle, complete to Samuel. He'll be dropped after a gain of about 6 across the 30 to the 31. And they'll look to avoid an early 3-and-out here on 3rd and 4. Here's Rodgers to throw. He's got his target. That's complete. And he is going to have a Jets first down as he'll be marked out a yard or 2 past the marker following a gain of 6. They're going to run the sweep. It's Samuel. Oh, and this one may need to go back to the drawing board. He's going to be swallowed up right away. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12. From the gun, it's Rodgers. It's Hill, complete. Only able to gain a couple there, and that brings up 3rd and a full 10 yards. Right where this set of downs started, they need a full 10 here to pick up the first down and move the chains. That is caught. And he gets us to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out. Nice 3rd down conversion and even 20 yards. And the pocket's been protected pretty good here so far on the opening drive.
We always talk about confidence in runners and catchers and quarterbacks. How about the protection detail? They're not allowing anyone near the guy throwing the football.
On first down, Rodgers. He completes it to Wilson. And he's taken down inside the 30. The catch and run there, good for 16 in the first. You got to like what you're seeing from this offense here on the first drive. A nice, sustained series to begin the game that will continue after picking up another first there.
Would you say the word methodical comes to mind? I love the execution. I love what they're doing on this drive. They're controlling the ball, controlling the game, controlling the clock.
He finds Wilson. And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8. It's another first down as they look his way again, this time 19 yards. In motion left here, one of their tight ends. They'll try to pound it in with Hill. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play that time, and it sets up 2nd and goal.
Leads to 2nd and goal at the 8-yard line.
Now Rodgers. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. Touchdown, Jets! Garrett Wilson, his second touchdown on the season. And the Jets will jump on top with the game's first score here this afternoon. Building confidence after a loss, that's a good way to do it. The loss last game, but first drive here in this one, cashing it in for 6.
And they can talk all they want about putting a loss behind them. I think that drive there did more than any conversation they had, don't you think?
That's exactly right. Puts that to bed. And this is what they said all week long. A lot of things they needed to do differently. Whatever they said appears to have worked. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. On the return, it's Tristan Ebner from his end zone. And that decision to bring it out ends up not being a good one. Costs him about 5 yards as he's tackled at the 20. So the Titans set to go to work for the first time. And a glance here at their shifty mobile signal caller.
I think the hope was to let him sit and learn for a bit, but he was thrown right into the fire in week 1. Now we'll see what kind of lessons he's learned as he prepares for his second start in the NFL.
Now Spears to begin the drive. And that didn't fool anybody. He's going to be dropped in the backfield. Yikes, a 4-yard loss really sets him back now for second down. Clock rolling as we hit the midway point of this first quarter. Here's Spears on second down. And a good stiff arm there before he's brought down on a nice little gain. They'll come up facing 3rd and 5. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. And they're able to get this one across the 35. 13 yards is the pickup for Tennessee and a first down. So, Charles, this game number 2 in the NFL career of this rookie quarterback. His guys took the loss in the opener. And when asked after that game by reporters how he did, he was pretty curt. He said, not well. What did you see?
Well, first and foremost, I loved his answer to the media because he was being honest. And those veterans in the locker room, they're looking at him to see how he's going to handle things, and they like the fact that he's not blaming other people because I thought he struggled. The only thing that's going to help him, though, reps. No matter how many big games you played in college, how well you do in practice, the reps in the real games, that's when you begin to grow as a quarterback.
Up, fighting through it, he's got space. And that's going to be another first down as the tackle made at the Jets' 45-yard line. A new set of downs after a strong pickup of 16 yards. So in Jet territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 45-yard line. Out of the gun to give to Spears. And a pretty good burst right there as he'll take this down to the 33. Back-to-back nice plays, 12 yards that time and a first down. When he runs, he seems to do a nice job of knowing when to be patient and find the hole, and then when the hole is there, he goes quickly.
You're exactly right. He knows how to just take off, but you know what else? Brings a little thump with him, doesn't he?
He does.
He packs the boom at the end of the run and finishes it going forward. That's what you want to see out of your backs.
2nd and 10 from the 33-yard line. They'll look to throw. This one downfield to Burks. And finally down he goes as they work it inside the 10 to the 7. 25 yards that time. So they gave up the early touchdown. This has been a pretty good response. Nice drive, taking it down 1st and goal.
And I know all the cliches jump in, right? Don't get away from your game plan too early. Make sure you're settled down. Don't panic. But it's all true, isn't it? Because otherwise, you get out of what you plan to do during the game, and it's still early. Don't get crazy because you gave one up. Just respond as you...
Touchdown! Chigakonkwo. A 7-yard touchdown grab. And the Titans are able to match the opening drive touchdown against them with one of their own. His first career touchdown pass, and it's cliche to say, but he's probably been envisioning this since he was a little kid. That's a cool moment.
It really is. So enjoy the moment, enjoy the time, celebrate, save the full reflection for later, but make sure you grab someone on the sidelines and say, hey, make sure I get that football, okay?
Extra point by McLaughlin is up and good, and we are tied at 7. That time a 9-play drive. Each team's had it. Each team has scored. 7-7 here as the kick's away. And they'll put up the stop sign there as his guys will get it at the 25. Back onto the field come the New York Jets for their second drive. For this offense, Charles, remember the last time they were out here, marched it nearly the full length of the football field, and a lot of the attack went through the air, so now they're seeing if they can duplicate that performance.
Okay, if I show my age a little bit, partner, because I can hear my high school coach, John Ford. I can hear his voice in my head. Laddie, when you put the ball in the air, 3 things can happen, and 2 of them are bad. But the way the game's being played now, this is just part of what they do, so I don't think they should change anything at all. They've been dominant. Keep throwing it around.
Rodgers' throw here going to be caught by Wilson. And he goes out of bounds just shy of the 45. He had the touchdown on the opening drive. Now he's got a first down. Under a minute to go. Clock running and a back-and-forth first quarter of play. Going right back to Wilson. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. Second and right at a yard. Hill running right. And they're able to work this to the 25 before it's all said and done. That good for 22 and a first down. Seven, our score after 1. Second quarter now from MetLife Stadium. The Jets with the football here as they've got it with a 1st and 10. Going again on the ground here with Hill. And he is brought down at the 22 after a gain of 2, and it brings up second down. This a 2nd and 8. Shotgun now for Rodgers. Able to shake him off. And that'll fall incomplete. He was hit just as he let that go. And now it's 3rd down. They'll be in search of 8 yards here as they hope to convert the first down. Throwing is Rodgers on 3rd down. Open man is Samuel, complete. And they're going to mark him down short, maybe by about a yard, if that. That'll go for a gain of 7. And that's going to bring up a 4th down. And his kick here is good. And they take the lead here now at 10-7. So they're able to end that drive with 3 points in this one-possession ball game.
And ideally, you want to end every drive with points. Most quarterbacks would tell you, let's end it with a kick, right? A PAT, that's number 1. Field goal you'll take. Punts, you really don't want to do that. In this case, they'll take the field goal and get prepared for the rest of the game.
The Titans coming back onto the field for their second drive. This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out. Looking to repeat that in Charles's defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways because you know they're both motivated. They both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
9 yards, not quite enough, and they'll be left now with 3rd and 1. On the option, here's Spears. And he's able to get it to the 33. Good enough for a first down. They're able to convert with a gain of 4. The Titans had 0-1 on the year following the loss in the opener. And what doubly stings for them, CD, they lose week 1 at home, and now here on the road week 2. So it's certainly not a must-win, but boy, you hate to start a season with 2 straight losses.
Yeah, because you sort of feel like you're playing from behind right from the beginning, and that can really mess with your confidence. Plus, if you get to 0-2, here come the articles, here comes the sports talk shows, pointing out the small percentage of teams that make the playoffs after they begin a season 0-2.
Now, meanwhile, here's a second down throw that's knocked away and incomplete. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. He'll look to throw. And this pass broken up. That's excellent coverage there on third down, as that was not an easy one to hold on to.
Now that's a good bounce back after giving up a touchdown on the opening drive. Just one first down permitted and then out. Obviously no loss of confidence with that defense, and now they get to turn it back to their offense.
So here are the Jets now to take over. They're trying to get back on track following the loss to Buffalo a week ago. But the good news, they've got the lead right now here in the football 1st and 10. They begin the drive with Hill. And he'll go down at the 26 following a gain of 6.
If you're in the offensive huddle, you're smiling after that play because you certainly got them guessing now. 2nd and short, could they just hand it off for another big gain? Or did they take advantage of this spot to take a big shot downfield?
So no gain on the play. And now it's 3rd and 4. In search of 4 yards here to pick up the first down. Rodgers going to throw. Oh, he had him. He was open, but he couldn't get it to him. It's incomplete.
I like the calmness of how he played the ball here. No panic in his eyes as that throw arrived. Tracked it from the moment it left the quarterback's hand, and that's just where he needed to be to knock it away.
On is the punter man as he boots this one away. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. So a change of possession here on the punt. And it'll be Titan football. They'll start on the ground with Spears. And he works his way forward to pick up 4 yards there. 2nd down.
End result of that one, a nice 4-yard gain. So you can use that to set up your play-action game. Or you can come right back and continue to run the football because as an offensive play caller, you're on schedule and feeling pretty good about your next couple of calls.
And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. 14 yards that time, and a first down on the keeper. Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. And brought in downfield by Burks. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. That's good for 28 yards.
Well, coaches always talk about finding balance on offense. I don't think you can get much more balance than this. Big-time run, big-time pass.
A 1-2 combination. Looked pretty good.
How about that? Let's see if they can continue to take that kind of a punch, though.
On 1st and 10, it's Spears. And he's going to lose yards. They take him down at the 26. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11. They'll set up to throw. That one's taken in by Spears. Call it a gain of 3 on the play. And 3rd and 8 now. Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. In motion right comes Allen. And here's a give to Spears. And he will score. Touchdown, Titans. Tyjae Spears. His first touchdown of the new season. And the Titans have taken the lead.
Sometimes you get a 1st and goal and you're back near the 7, 8, 9-yard line and you start thinking, maybe we'll run it here on 1st down to get half of what we need, so maybe we can have 2 or 3 shots at going for it from closer range. So this is a bonus right here. What a great run to work his way into the end zone.
Extra point by McLaughlin is up and good. And the lead is now 14-10. Following the touchdown, here's McLaughlin to kick off. On the return is Xavier Gibson. And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return. And now out come the Jets. As we eke closer and closer to intermission, Charles, remember last time out they punted They would love to get points here, especially if this is going to be their final possession of the first half.
Yeah, and this is what close games feel like because the pressure is on both sides, but sometimes the pressure is a little bit higher on the team with the slight edge because they're trying to hold on to that, trying to increase it. Let's see how this one continues.
Shotgun now for Rodgers. Zacchaeus here hauling it in. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. On 1st and 10, here's Rodgers. Open man here is Conklin. And down he goes at the 49, a 3-yard pickup. Rodgers in control as he hurries his guys to the line. Back to throw again. And that'll be off the mark, too far out in front, and it's incomplete. Now, hang on. We've got an injured player down there, and oh, my. Oh, that's Aaron Rodgers, the quarterback shaken up. We'll get an update when we return to MetLife Stadium. They head to the line facing a 3rd and 7 following the incompletion on 2nd down. Eluding the pressure right. And he nearly got the first himself, but it appears he's going to be about a yard or two short. Pretty solid gain of 7 yards that time as he scrambled, but now they face a 4th down. Now the Jets send on Braden Mann to punt. And now on 4th and 1, it's a fake. And he will not make it. They stop him short of the first down. A little trickeration there, but it doesn't fool this defense. And as a result, it'll be Titan football on the turnover on downs. The Titans going to go back on offense here late in this first half. And with good starting field position and 3 timeouts as well in their pocket, no reason not to try and put a late scoring drive together. Good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10 at their own 42. They'll try and start this drive in the air, being chased out left. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. The Titans going to use the first of their timeouts as the clock's going to stop with 47 seconds to go in half number 1. Throwing on 1st down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
They certainly thought he had an open look beyond the 1st down marker to his receiver, but they just couldn't connect, and that will send them back to the drawing board.
Over the middle, he finds Higgins. And that's going to be another 1st down as the tackle made at the Jets' 32-yard line. Now Tennessee going to use the 2nd of their timeouts as they'll stop it with a little over 30 seconds to go in the first half of play. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. They'll drop to throw. A short throw taken in by Okonkwo. And he is out of bounds inside the 30. Here's 2nd and 7. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. Firing quickly, but it's incomplete.
Right up to that point, I was about to say he's had a pretty good half catching the football, but let's just be honest about it. He should have caught that one.
And he knows that. That was one right in his breadbasket and one he normally catches. And now the 3rd down throw incomplete as well. The Jets defense making things difficult there. 4th down.
Smart move to throw that one away. You're in field goal range, so you definitely don't want to be loose with the ball. And that's great work by this defense to force a 4th down.
And this is right down the middle as he puts it through. And that moves him up by a touchdown now at 17-10. Still a little bit of time left here in the 2nd quarter, but they do get 3 before the half and expand that lead.
And they have to be happy about that. And we haven't met a team yet that doesn't put an emphasis on trying to get points on the board in the last 2 minutes of the half. They'll be real excited to have those up on the board.
The New York offense taking over for their next possession. And with time quickly fading here in the 2nd quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
So we have reached halftime with a touchdown. That's the difference on the scoreboard. As we'll send you down the coast now to Orlando, that's where we find Jonathan Coachman, ready with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
Okay, Brandon, we'll get you back to you and Charles in a bit, but first it's time for a trip around the NFL following an eventful opening weekend. Let's see what's happening in Week 2. We saw a solid first half out of the man from Tulane, Tyjae Spears. He had a touchdown run that helped get his guys this halftime lead. This has certainly been a fun one to watch so far. We knew this was going to be a battle, but we have not been disappointed. This is the kind of game that could wind up hinging on which side can play mistake-free football the rest of the way.
This taken in at the goal line. And he will make it to the 20-yard line and no further. The Titans getting set to go here to begin the third quarter. They'll set up to run the quarterback draw. And he will lose yardage on the play. Back at his own 19-yard line. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
When a draw works, it can be a thing of beauty. But when it doesn't, oh, it can be ugly. And in this case, loss of yardage ugly.
Here we go on 2nd and 12. Going to the right here and finding Burks. And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Now this is going to be a quarterback draw. And he's corralled at the 40, but not before picking up 8. And that looked like some pretty easy yardage there right up the gut.
And he's a guy that has some height to him. So when you don't have to drop a shoulder or create or get through contact or trash, it makes it a lot easier to stay upright, see the field, and make a run as we just saw there.
He got maybe a half yard at most, but officially they'll be left with a 3rd and 2. On 3rd and short, they'll try and pick it up through the air. He's got his target. That's complete. And he will have a Titans first down as this defense unable to hold. It's a 7-yard gain there on 3rd and 2. A couple of first downs on the drive already, as they'll go from the 47 now on 1st down. Hand off to Spears. And he'll take it across midfield down into Jet territory. The linebacker, C.J. Mosley, in on the stop.
Oh, that was a thing of beauty right there. Look at how quick those blockers fired off the line once the ball was snapped. That was an O-line on a mission, all in sync, and the defense is lucky that play only picked up 5 yards.
The time is called. Looks like a member of the Titans in some discomfort out there. We'll get an update when we return to MetLife Stadium. They'll look to throw now on 1st down. Check down, complete to Haskins. And after the nice stiff arm, the next wave swarms in quickly for the stop. From the 38 now, here's a 2nd and 7. Back to throw here. A quick throw, but incomplete.
Well, plain and simple, that's the 2nd time today that he's dropped a pass.
And that one, I think, maybe even a little easier than the earlier one that he dropped. Surprising.
Was this game announced as a night game prior to, and maybe his rhythm was just
confused.
off? He's got going off. He's got to wake up, enjoy the sunshine, and go play.
He was held without a catch in the first half, but he's got one here, and he also picks up a 1st down.
Whenever we talk about moving the sticks and controlling the football, there's a great example right there. Those are the 3rd downs you need to convert to win football games. We're in the 3rd quarter of this one, and this is a tight one. In order to maintain pace, keep the ball away from the other team, and put points on the board, those are the plays they need to continue to convert.
And to the right side here, it's Allen. They get him to the ground right on the cusp of the red zone after a pickup of 5 or 6. From the 20, here's 2nd and 4. They'll run with Spears. And give him about 4 on the play, but he's marked short, so it'll be 3rd and about the length of the football. Right back to Spears. And he's got the first down as he gets it to the 8. 54 yards rushing for him now as he's carried it 13 times.
Looks to me like maybe there's a little attrition setting in with this drive, because when you see that type of a run, I get the feeling the defense getting a little bit tired.
And that's the last thing they need, especially when they look up at the scoreboard. They'll get this halfway home from the 8 to the 4 on a gain of 4.
That's good power football on 1st and goal. A lot of teams will throw from there, but that's a nice job to chew up a few more yards and get yourself closer to the goal line.
Neutral zone infraction, defense. Oh, no.
So that's going to move them half the distance.
First of all, you can't jump in this situation, but think about your play calling now. Could easily change what you want to do and maybe make things a little bit easier.
Spears is going backwards as he'll be tackled back at the 4-yard line. It'll go as a loss of a yard, and it'll set up 3rd down.
And now 3rd and goal coming up, the loss on 2nd down. That just means this crowd's going to get even louder, and they'll get a little bit of extra help from the defenders as they exhort them to join them in the effort.
They'll look to throw on 3rd and goal. And it's caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Tennessee. Keenan Allen from 4 yards out. And the Titans take the opening kickoff of the 3rd quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead. There was a lot of zip on that pass, and baseball might have called that a frozen rope.
I like it when you bring the diamond into the game. I'm going back to the gridiron. Had some heat on that bad boy. Sometimes you throw a touchdown pass, and sometimes
you throw, what, a touchdown strike?
There you go. That's my man, in concert.
Extra point by McLaughlin is up and good. And the lead now up to 14. Following the touchdown, here's McLaughlin to kick off. This fielded right at the goal line. And he will be brought down here inside the 20. Good coverage as he's dropped at the 17. So here's the Jets offense now as they get ready for their first possession of the 2nd half. Well, the opposition laid down the challenge and opening drive touchdown here to start the 2nd half. And, Charles, now you feel like this group needs to get an answer because this all of a sudden is a 2-score game.
Yeah, you're right about that. What was a small magical spread to overcome? A little bit more daunting now. I think you're exactly right. Pressure is on because you don't want them getting the ball back with a chance to really extend this lead out.
On 1st down, Rodgers. A short throw to Conklin, the tight end. A pickup of about 3 yards as he's taken down at the 31. Snap will come from the 31 on 2nd and 7. Throwing is Rodgers. And the Titan defense steps up here, and down he goes. Jeffrey Simmons able to record his 5th sack of the season. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Now it's Rodgers. And that's going to wind up incomplete. Nearly their first pick of the game, but it does bring up 4th down.
Looks like another empty possession offensively. And you're at that point in the game where you can't afford too many more of these. So this is going to require some heavy thinking on the sideline to figure out what they can do to crack this defense.
So possession goes over here on the punt. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. Tennessee offense set to go again. This is sort of what you would call a put-away drive, isn't it? They score here, especially a touchdown. It's almost out of reach.
It certainly feels that way, and I think that they're going to call their plays accordingly because what you really want to do, even though you know the scoreboard is still up there and the game's going to go on, in fact, you can take the spirit away from another team. That their drive and will to come back and win can be taken with another score right here.
It's still 3rd quarter, but you just get that feel.
Yeah, they're teetering right there on the brink, aren't they?
Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the 1st. Out of the gun now on 3rd down. And he'll be tackled about 2 yards shy of the line to gain. A 1-yard pickup leads to 4th down. We have played 3 quarters. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now here at MetLife Stadium as we are set to bring you the home stretch here, the 4th quarter. So they're forced to punt on 4th as this one's away. This is taken at about the 14. Call it a 48-yard punt. Give them 9, though, on the return. And the Jets will take over 1st and 10. New York ready to go again offensively. Their defense was able to force the punt. That's the good news. But this is still a 2-score game, and they need points on this drive and in a relatively quick manner. On the ground with Hill to begin the drive. And he's able to plow forward up to about the 29, just shy of the 30. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be 2nd down. Rodgers going to throw. Taking in left side, it's Wilson. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. They call his number again. It's his 6th catch and a 1st down.
All right, this is the time of the game where they're down a couple scores, and they've really got to get some yards in chunks, and they know the defense doesn't want to give those up, but they've got to find a way to take them anyway.
Now the question is, can they string a few of those together? They'll go with Hill here on 1st down. He'll get it up near midfield to the 49 before being taken down.
Offense looked a little bit discouraged after that play, shaking their heads a bit, looking at each other. I think they thought they'd get a lot more out of that call. Sometimes you do get the running lane you want, and other time...
All right, rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. It's Roger McCreary with a pick. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. And that pick 6, that was the first turnover forced by the defense in this ballgame, CD.
And what's even better is when they finally forced one, they kept the effort up and were able to return it for a score. They could hear their defensive coaches saying to them, hey, getting the interception's great. Can you do more with it? Turn it into a big play. And they did exactly that.
McLaughlin now to add the PAT. And the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21 points. So the defense creating some points, not only getting the interception, but then returning it to the end zone for the pick 6. So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. On the return is Gibson. And a decent return out to the 27-yard line. And New York set to take the field. And that last pick 6 may have been the backbreaker as they now face a 3-score deficit in the 4th quarter. They need points quickly. Now Rodgers to try again after the pick 6. Oh, another ball up for grabs here, and this one is intercepted. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. This defense just continuing to do their thing, and now they add on to that lead with another pick 6.
And how about the way they've played this entire game? Not only have they put their stamp on it, but every time they try and mount an offensive challenge, they find a way to thwart it. And multiple pick 6s, oh yeah, they'll enjoy watching this tape after the game.
McLaughlin for the extra point. And he's been a busy man, 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead. A heck of a play there defensively, getting the interception, navigating his way into the end zone for the touchdown. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6, and now the kick is away. And he'll elect not to return this one, so they'll bring it out to the 25 on the touchback. Here's the Jet offense now. They head out to take over. And you can sort of sense their dejection. That last pick six put the icing on the cake, so to speak, in what has been a rough go for them. Now Rodgers throwing after the interception. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
They lead big, and a major part of that has been how they've taken their play to a whole new level this second half. No points allowed since the break, and you can add another incompletion to the total number that they forced.
Pressure comes, and the Titans able to bring him down. There for the sack, B.J. Hill.
Well, it's an old chestnut, but let's face it, offensively, they've got to have some pride here because this has been a worst-case scenario all game for them. Keep putting in the effort, keep trying to keep your quarterback upright, and get through the end of this one as quickly as possible.
And this offense on third down today, they've converted just 2 for 6 thus far. This will be a tough 3rd and 18. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. The defense shaking their heads, not aggressive enough, and they allow them to convert a 3rd and 18. Rodgers now on first down. This one finds Wilson downfield. And all the way in. Touchdown, New York. Garrett Wilson, his second touchdown of the afternoon. And the Jets get a small measure of revenge as they cut into this fourth quarter deficit. Point after, right down the middle. And that'll cut the lead back down to 21. The Jets kick team out now to boot this one away. And he'll elect not to return this one, so they'll bring it out to the 25 on the touchback. Here's Tennessee ready to begin this drive offensively. Well, the win for them at this point seems pretty assured. I mean, still a decent amount of time left here in the fourth quarter, Charles, but you got the football, you're up 3 scores. They have to be feeling really good about where they're at.
I love your observation skills, partner, because I think you saw them charge onto the field fired up about another chance to get into the end zone. Looks to me like this group is ready to crush any hope left on the opposing sideline, and they want to do it with some gusto, too.
And Spears with another carry. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. No gain on the play there. Second down.
No gain on the play. Brings up 2nd and 10. At the 38.
They'll look to throw here. And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively. And now it brings up 3rd down. They're going to look to throw. And that will be incomplete as well. Well, fourth quarter with a 3-score lead here, Charles, but they're still going back to the air and looking for more points.
Well, with this game well in hand, it's an opportunity for the guys to come off the bench and get a chance to play. And a lot of coaches, they want to run their full playbook no matter who's on the field.
And that'll hit at the 5 and go into the end zone for a touchback. Well, once again, here comes Garrett Wilson in the Jets offense. And I know that they've double-teamed him a couple times, but not a ton. Whatever they're doing isn't working. He's up over 100 yards. We'll see how they adjust.
And when they do that, they weaken their defense in other places as well. And how many times have we done games where we've seen a guy have a big game like this, but it's usually not by himself, is it?
Right.
Usually it opens it up for other people to have big games as well.
Operating from the 27 now. Here's 2nd and 3.
At the 27-yard line.
Now Rodgers. Wilson's got it complete. He's been big. 2 touchdowns earlier. Now he's got a first down here.
A gain of 4 yards. That's good for a Jets first down. 1st and 10 at the
Throwing now is Rodgers. A dump off now to Hill.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
Zacchaeus here hauling it in. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. 2 first downs have him up near midfield now on 1st and 10. Rodgers to throw once more. Oh, he dropped it. And that's pretty indicative of the way this one's gone. Under 4 to go now as they come up on second down. To throw, it's Rodgers. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there trying to take a shot, but it's third down. From the gun, it's Rodgers. And that is incomplete.
That incompletion is not a surprise with the way that this one has gone, and the frustration, the body language is evident everywhere. This team, they've really been put through the ringer in this one.
Now Rodgers got to have this one. That is caught, and he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. Well, following the play now, they're going to stop the clock here as a man is shaken up. We'll get an update when we return to MetLife Stadium. So after the big play on fourth, here's 1st and 10. And again, it's Rodgers. And the Titan defense steps up here, and down he goes. And they're going to hurry back to the line now. Working from the gun, Rodgers. That's out to Hill, right side complete. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And Rodgers is going to go down. He's sacked. And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter, let's see how this plays out. Now they go for it on 4th, but this one is going to wind up incomplete. The Jets try it, but the 4th down play doesn't work. And this long drive is going to wind up yielding nothing. Well, their first 4th down attempt earlier was successful. This one backfires for a turnover on downs.
I like their aggressiveness. I like what they're doing. They got it the first time they went for it. Why not a second time? I don't think they'll be daunted from attempting it again. If you're on the defensive side of the ball, though, any 4th down stop is a big momentum play.
Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. Now 2nd and 9. And now a run with Spears. And he'll take it across midfield down into Jet territory. Only gets 3 yards there on the heels of the 1-yard pickup. Sets up 3rd and 6. Here's a run by Spears. And they go backwards here, losing yardage back at the 48-yard line. And a loss of 3 to bring up 4th.
Hey, a lot of points have been scored in this game against them, but tally that one on the side of the defense.
Do you think maybe, possibly, it can be a little bit of a changer for them? Maybe not a game changer, but a little bit of a momentum one that maybe they can string together some pretty good plays and slow them down.
And this will be out of bounds. Now it's a question of where they'll mark it. And they'll say it crosses at the 11-yard line. Now the Jets offense about set to take over as they head onto the field.
Well, this game, it has had no shortage of offense. They've been able to put up a decent amount of points on this side, Charles. They just have not been able to keep pace with the other offense they're going against here.
Yeah, that's a good way of pointing things out, because now it's not a total loss, because as you said, they've scored some points, so there's some plays they can build on, moments where the game plan actually worked. But overall, though, they were just out-personnel. They were going up against a team that's playing at an elite level.
An incomplete pass on 2nd down leads us to 3rd and inches. Rodgers now to throw.
Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete.
Now the Jets going to use the second of their 3 timeouts, as they'll stop it with 25 ticks remaining on the clock. Complete to Zaccheaus. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. Now a play fake. Rodgers. And that is incomplete. 16 seconds now on the clock.
This has been a rough one, to put it mildly, for him. And after this one's done, you just feel like at the post-game press conference, this team's going to have a lot of questions and definitely not a lot of answers.
Open man here is Conklin. The Jets going to go ahead and use their final timeout. And as the two teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break. 3rd and 1, you had the run-pass option. Now, not so much.
Yeah, it changes the play call, doesn't it? And that's probably a big reason why those offensive coordinators laminate their play sheets. You can't just rip them and tear them up when you're angry about something like that.
Now throwing on 3rd down there, but he cannot connect.
And when you've thrown as many interceptions as he has in this one, you definitely start getting a little hesitant to throw the ball out wide, because that's prime pick 6 territory. That time, he made sure the only guy who was going to catch it was sitting in the 3rd row.
One last shot at the end zone. And a penalty flag comes in as that one winds up incomplete, but the contact is going to move the ball well downfield.
Hey, baby, this ain't good enough fun.
So the game will continue for at least one more play.
Cannot finish a game on a defensive penalty. That's why they get one more untimed attempt.
Now one final throw here is incomplete, and that is how this one will come to an end.
Well, this was a very close ball game at halftime, Charles, but in the second half, that offense kind of kicked things into another gear, and they were able to pull away for the victory.
And, Brandon, I think they're the type of team that just looked in the mirror and said, hey, ton of pressure on, but we're the type of team that can flat out handle it. They stood up with confidence, and made it happen for a victory.
So for Tennessee, it was a great all-around performance as they come out of this one with the victory. And they'll have another road date next week with the Cincinnati Bengals. Meanwhile, for the Jets, they'll drop to 0-2, and they'll try to get back on track next week as they head up to Orchard Park to take on the Buffalo Bills. I'm Brandon Gaudin. Certainly have to thank Charles Davis, my broadcast partner, and our entire crew. We'll catch you next time right here. It's the NFL on EA Sports.